Alright, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. This video is going to be for specifically for the new guys that may not be as mechanical. And so what we're going to do is that Comet pump. It's a 4 GPM pump. It's got two things going on. One, it's got water dripping on the bottom side of this. So that's one symptom that has a different repair. And then the second and more important one is that, see the milky oil? So what's happening is there's a ceramic piston, 3 of them in here, and one of them's cracked, or maybe 2 or 3, but at least one of them's cracked. And as this pump is working, it's allowing high pressure water to go back into here, and it mixes with the oil. And once it mixes with the oil, it turns milky like that, and you'll never get them to separate again, even though water and oil don't blend. And the reason that I know that's happening and it's not just a milky oil is, see these caps? See that hole there? And then up here there's going to be a hole. These caps are vented. So if you're spraying off your rig or running it in the rain, it has the potential of pulling some water in. It has the potential to pull water in and get a little milky. The deciding factor, or the telltale sign as to whether or not you've got a leak on one of those pistons, is if that, I need to put all this stuff back together someday with quick connect fittings, is if that oil level rises, and it'll rise pretty dang quick. So I've got my water disconnected. I just disconnected my high pressure side. None of this stuff is put together with quick connect fittings, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to take apart. Ba-ba-bum. Need to get all this gross oil out, and I would like to do that outside the shop. Alright, I'm just going to dump some oil in here. It's going to be trash. I'm going to dump it in. Ideally, you want to work on a clean surface, because you definitely don't want to be putting dirt inside of here. Still gonna get a little bit of oil out of here, I'm assuming. Da-da-da. Man, I really hope you're able to see what I'm able to see here. Huh. Where is, oh, I think I know. I don't think I unloaded this after. Oh, some sunglasses in there, that's nice. Man, where's my, whatever. I'm looking for my 12 volt, battery powered socket wrench. Thingamabobber. Whatever. Alright, I've had enough of these dumb gloves. Alright. I'm gonna pop this guy out. Man, what is dripping water? What valve do I not have closed all the way? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna pretend all three of these came off like this. Okay, now on this pump there's a set of gaskets all in here. And sometimes you're lucky enough to pull them out with your finger, and other times not so much. Okay. And this is a third one. There's three of them all stacked up here together. If you're doing this and you don't have the gaskets to replace these, you definitely don't want to use a pick to get them out. But you can see see all this? All that debris. That's all been shoved in there.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How have you been?
I'm doing
River City Restoration, this is Bradley. Okay.
Stragglers they left over there.
How have you been?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Millis. Come on, dude.
Bradley?
What's up, dude?
Oh, hey.
How are you doing?
I know.
All right, here is one cracked.
I'm gonna move these over here because they said this part gets wet.
Hey, I'll text Rusty. But June, my brother, he said you guys did a great job stacking stuff in here. He was really happy with it.
Good deal. Yeah, I try to make sure you have plenty of space and that stuff away from it, you know?
Yeah,
Don't want anything getting close to the core.
definitely.
All right, brother. That's it.
Hey, I sent Rusty a video, and I don't know if he ended up watching it when I was talking to him about storing stuff here. When it gets hot outside, this roof will sweat. And it won't be like a lot of water, but there'll be little droplets that'll land on this stuff, so it might be worth getting a tarp and just throwing it over everything. Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Oh, so this is your house?
No, that's my brother's house. Huh?
I think we're leaving, bro. Adios.
See you later. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. See, I've got a weird line there. I don't know what that's about. I don't like it. Okay, now this one is obviously cracked. I think we can all agree on that. Now, what I don't want to do is put this all back together and find that one of these has got a hairline crack in it that hasn't gone all the way through yet. So you want to clean them real well. Dry them off. And go outside where you have better light. Look at them, see if you can find any cracks. So there's a little bit of scuffing on that. Spray them down with brake cleaner or something like that. And you'll see how they're drying. You just want to keep an eye on it. If there is a crack, see, it looked like there's one right there. If it is cracked, it'll dry longer, or it'll take longer to dry, and you'll see. See here, I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but that's cracked. See that crack? See, that's all drying real good. I'm really hoping that this one's not cracked, because I only have 2 replacements. And if you think there's a crack there and it might just be like a line of grease, just try it again. Wipe off that line or distort that line that you thought you saw, and then let it dry. Dang, this one's cracked too. Man, that sucks. All right, I've only got 2 replacements. This is the best out of the 3. It looks like it's got a little crack here. I don't really have a choice but to pop it back together until I can get a 3rd one, and I'll have to go to my supplier, and he only had 2 left in stock. He didn't have any of these seal kits. I bought that off of Amazon, and I hope that hope it lasts longer than 2 seconds. See, it just looks like there's junk in there. I don't like that. right now. I don't want to touch those with anything, because I'm definitely going to contaminate them if I do. So it's going to slide on there, on there. Copper crush ring. And there's the ring. You definitely don't want to tighten these too much. I mean, you can see I'm using this little ratchet, and I'm not real far back on it, because you'll crack these. You'll 100% crack those if you tighten them too hard. Okay, for this, we're done for now. Now we're going to shift our attention over to here. These collars have 2 gaskets. There's this gasket on the outside, and this is just a standard O-ring. And then there's this gasket inside, which is an absolute monster pain in the butt to get out. And it's also difficult to get in because you can't go stabbing at it with a pick to get it in. Okay, so I've got a valley in here that my other gasket sits in, and then I've got this O-ring. It'll be so sad if you guys can't see anything. I'm like filming in front of me, or I'm filming my elbows. I should have paid attention to, it comes off like this, comes off like this. I might have to look at a little diagram online. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, off to the side, off to the side, off to the side, off to the side, off to the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, as my father-in-law would say. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make him sound like he's Chinese or something. Okay.
You have to kind of pinch this to finesse it in there. This is a part that can get a little frustrating because to get this to seat where it needs to go can definitely be frustrating.
Yeah, that was super frustrating. I'm gonna laugh if I'm putting this in wrong. Okay, with my concave part up, the lip is going to go up. Okay, so it's going to go in there like this. All right, holy moly, me oh my. All right, these are gonna pop on here real easy. These are gonna pop on here real easy. Okay, now we're gonna take our manifold, bring it back over here. Now you can see that all of these are convex and concave. This one's flat. So it's pretty easy to see where and how these all pop together. Okay? All of this as a unit is going to go down into your manifold. Don't tell me this doesn't fit, dude. Just like that, flat side down, pop it in. Okay, I've got all these seated in here. Now this is going to mate up against that white part. Okay. This one's not going down. There we go. And I'm going to take this guy. Just gently work it on. Come on, big guy. There we go. Now on the bottom side there is a gap. On the top side there is a gap, but there's a little foam insert. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay. Now, I don't know if you noticed how I took these off. I do stuff like this, I don't have a torque wrench. What I do is I get it to where it's touching, give it a little that's it. Get it where it's touching and give it a little Get it where it's touching and give it a little touching, it's already touching, give it a little I'm gonna come back. Give it a little Okay, now they're basically all tight. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just snug them. Man, that is tight. I don't really have a brush that's going to fit in there very well. You definitely don't want to drop it. Alright, what we'll do... Where did I set that brush? Take a little dab of grease. Put it on this key. I'm still dripping water. Oh, because this fell over. I guess I didn't shove it in there good enough. Now I like to leave the key out just a little bit. It helps line things up, and then it will get pushed in as far as it needs to go. Since I've got this grease out, might as well grease this thing up. Now, if you're having trouble putting the pump back onto the engine, really what you need to do is just throw some grease on there. And that thing will slide on super easy. It's always been annoying trying to get the pump to go back onto the engine shaft. There we go. It's got some grease in it. Boom. I'm going to fill this up with oil before put it back on. Now, what kind of oil do you use? I do not buy pump oil. Someone's gonna say, well, that's because that's why you're having to rebuild it right now. You didn't put the right oil. You can either put non-detergent, I think it's 30 weight, like lawnmower oil in. The supply store that I get all my pumps and that blend manifold and all that kind of stuff, they have been working on, this is a 30 weight non-detergent I was talking about. They've been working on pressure washer pumps, like, no joke, probably as long as I've been alive, if not longer. Their preferred oil is a full synthetic 1030. Okay, that's their preferred oil. Non-detergent 30 weight, you can be okay. The reality is that you should be changing your oil probably a lot more than you are. It's so annoying, that little milkiness is gonna bother me. I need to get this puppy to sit flat. I might as well just put it back on the engine. I have a calendar event the first day, it's either the first day or first Monday of every month, to change the oil in the engines. Harbor Freight, those are all Harbor Freight engines, recommends every 30 hours. I'm not changing the oil every 30 hours. So I just change it the first of every month. I don't have a way of keeping track of the hours. I don't have a desire of keeping track of the hours. The whole idea, though, is that you change the oil pretty regularly. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. Easy peasy. A buddy of mine owns a moving company, and he's been super busy, and his shop is completely full of customer stuff. So he'll do like short-term storage. So say you gotta get out of your house, you gotta get it sold, but you don't know where you're moving to next or something like that, and you just need the stuff stored. That's what this is. Those are his guys that were here a little bit ago. Man, I'm hungry. It's like, man, it smells like aluminum brightener. I'm sitting on a 5-gallon jug of aluminum brightener. Should have washed this truck. I've been doing a lot of post-construction this week, and it's just been red clay and mud everywhere. Alrighty. Now to fill to the middle of the sight glass. Well, how much oil is that? Don't know, don't care. I'm gonna hit it with about like that. Okay, I'm gonna hit it with a little bit about like that. I don't think we're there yet. Hit it with about like that. I think I'm just under the sight glass. Oh, a little fuller than I'd like. But that's alright. Everything's okay. That's another thing that cracks me up. So like, there's my middle line and I'm like 1/8 of an inch above. Some people just, I guess it's good that they're passionate. I don't necessarily think it's that they're passionate. I just think they're a little extra. And then like guys that haven't done this for a while watch that or read that comment on Facebook or something, and then they're freaking out thinking that they're, you know, by filling up the oil on their pump too much, I'm gonna blow up the engine on their truck or something. These folks are wild, man. Just take it easy. Just relax. I like doing stuff like this. I don't have to listen to a loud pump. I don't have to worry about washing some roof with a house that's painted that is oxidized, or, you know, it's just stuff like that is stressful. You know, you're trying to get this roof washed real quick and get it to where the roof is actually clean, but you don't want to so annoying. These are like super grips. These hose barbs, I wouldn't recommend getting those. They work so well, you really don't even need to put a hose clamp on them. But they're so hard to get off. I've thought about putting this stuff together with the union. It would be difficult to do here. There's just really not a lot of room, but just so I can take these apart easier. Watch this. You want to see how ridiculous I am? I'm not even gonna take this thing up. Oh my gosh, Brad, you're gonna ruin everything. It's gonna leak. It's gonna leak. Alright, we're getting close. Come here, I'm gonna back this thing up. I do kind of want this out of the way. Can we do that? Can we get that out of the way? I'm gonna snug her down. How tight? I don't know, just snug it down, dude. So it don't leak. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. pump's got oil. Now, before I get too excited, I should just pull on this and make sure my pump, spins easy. I'm not gonna put that back. See, it's so dumb. Now I gotta replace this whole thing. So annoying. Put some unions on there. Whatever. I need to put some quick connects on all this stuff. I've been thinking about deleting these check valves. I had an issue with them. One of them, this one looks newer, last year. Check valve in here got destroyed. Sent a ton of plastic chunks through here, and I had found out about it because James was surface cleaning, and then all of a sudden his T-bar didn't spin, and it was because the tip had a little piece of plastic in it. And so when I pulled this apart, I grabbed all the plastic pieces I could see, flushed some water through it, put it all back together with the new check valve, and ran for probably 2 weeks. And then some piece in here finally got lodged behind the check valve, so the check valve didn't open. And you'll notice that I don't have an unloader here. The unloader is all the way over here. So the check valve got stuck closed. Pressure built up in here like crazy, and it blew this check valve off. Thankfully it didn't ruin the threads here. That would have been a pain. You'd have to get a whole new manifold. Or yeah, you'd get a whole new manifold depending on how bad it was. Could always run your high pressure line on this side, but you'd have to have a really good way of sealing that up, and I don't think brazing is going to do it. So anyways, this blew off, and then I looked at the construction. The check valve's in here, and there's a 3-pronged piece that's holding the seat, or the valve, with the spring up against the seat. And it was just it's such an obvious weak point. But in my case, I'm glad that it was a weak point, because that's what allowed this to blow and just rip off instead of blowing this up. And so yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, getting rid of them. I mean, there's 3 check valves here on the high pressure side. I don't know. This is essentially like putting 6 pistons together and doubling your flow. Your pressure's not going to go up any, but your flow will. Ridiculous. And this is the newer pump that had the cracked ceramics. I bought this maybe summer of last year. This is probably 2 years old. I had this in a general pump. I don't remember what was up with the general pump. Something to where it was basically the same price to just buy a new one than rebuild.